7. And as you can see on the screen here, I have a wonderful guest with me this morning, Cynthia Vermillion. Hi, Cynthia.
Hi, Tom. Thank you for having me.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I said thank you for having me.
Oh, I'm so happy to have you. My goodness. Let me tell folks a little bit about you, and then I'm going to have Cynthia share her superpower. But I have known you for a couple years now, and I think our paths crossed during Rick's campaign, and a little bit maybe before that, as from the LGBTQ roundtable. I know you're very involved with PFLAG, and then you were so awesome on his campaign. But anyway, a little bit more about you for folks. You are from San Diego, and you moved here in 2004 with your husband and 4 beautiful children. You're a realtor, and you are super involved, as I said, in politics. I know that you got involved with Indivisible and showed up, and you also helped out a lot with various campaigns, and then you decided to run for office yourself, which is amazing, and currently are a city council member of Hilliard. Pretty awesome.
Thank you.
Really great stuff. And then very involved with PFLAG. And also, I see here that were really involved with tell me a little bit about this group where you were making homemade meals for folks. What is that? What was that exactly?
That was, and we did stop doing that a couple years back. We became part of a group that was already going where they used to go weekly to some points downtown in the downtown area to feed homeless people, and they would make all the meals from scratch, and they would have a message. Anyway, after some time of doing that with them, they had to step back, and they asked us, me and my husband, to lead it. So we did. We went back though to twice a month, and it was just the best experience ever, meeting so many of these wonderful people, and I just wanted to be there to help them. And lately, I've been remembering a lot of them and thinking, I'd kind of like to go back to doing that. It takes a lot of organization, a lot of people who are committed to doing that.
Very nice. Very, very cool. And you got very involved with that, it looks like. Yeah, excellent. Excellent. Well, great. So thank you for joining me. As we talked about, I'm going to turn this over to you. And if you just would like to share your values and superpower, that'd be fantastic. It's all yours.
Sure. Well, I'll let everyone know that Tom gives you this huge list of wonderful traits, and you have to pick only 10 of them. And then after those 10, you have to weed them down to 4. So it was a really difficult exercise, but made me think a lot about what values were really important to me. So I'll start with, in the order that they're on the screen there. So kindness. I was thinking, with kindness, so many of the other traits flow from that. And I've always felt that ever since I was, a wee child, I just had this innate desire to be kind to other people, to animals. And so, I was always the one from a very young age to get my mom something special for her special days, like Mother's Day, and just, try to have peace in the home and that sort of thing. So kindness has been a really driving factor in my life. Let's see, well-being. Probably when I was in college is when I first started to really, really take this very seriously. And I started working out regularly at that time of my life. It helps me honestly feel more empowered. I feel more assured, more confident. I just feel better with a healthier mental attitude. And so I feel like exercise and just taking care of myself is so critical, because if I don't feel good, I can't go out and help other people and do the things that I need to do for my family and others. And of course, love. Love is the driving force in everything I think that I do in my life. It it's difficult sometimes, I think, because I think in order to really give love, you have to be vulnerable. You have to be willing to have that vulnerability, because we all get hurt in life, and it's very painful sometimes. And there have been times in my life when I've thought, I don't want to be hurt anymore. I think I'm going to put a wall up, but that doesn't work, because you really can't feel and give love like you need to if you put those walls up and you don't remain vulnerable. Humor, so important. I put this up because so often in life, I feel like humor just breaks the ice, it breaks the tension. From a very young age, I remember my parents had a subscription to Reader's Digest, for anybody who remembers that little magazine. And there was a little section called Laughter, the Best Medicine. And I always liked reading that little section and having a good laugh. And I just feel that enjoying a good time and just seeing the fun in more serious situations can help push you through those times that are so difficult. And it's important in my marriage. We have favorite movie lines that we like to do and quote to each other. Like, they come up all the time, like from Princess Bride and things like that. So we always have a good laugh at that. So anyway, keep going here. I guess that brings me to my superpower, which I chose as an influencer. And I chose that because I feel like I am a very good listener, and I prefer to listen, honestly, than to talk. So I learn so much from other people. I like to know what they're feeling, what they're thinking, where they're coming from. And I genuinely care about what they think. So I think that really helps me in being able to hopefully influence other people, especially in the political arena right now on city council. I like to think that I am making a difference on council, even though I am one Democrat in 7 council members, and I'm the first Democrat to be elected in 30 years there in Hilliard. So I feel like it's really critical that I make a difference quickly. So I think I covered everything, Tom.
You did great. You did great. That was perfect. So excellent superpower. And I'd love to hear it. Being the only Democrat on the city council, Hilliard City Council, which Hilliard was a very much a conservative area, and it is kind of become a little bit more purple, and you're actually part of that. But could you share how you influenced the council to pass the LGBTQ ordinance?
Yes, we just passed an ordinance last week where we are extending the protected classes to include the LGBTQ community. It was a bill sponsored by me and one of my colleagues who also felt strongly about this. Nobody else did on council. So he didn't think that we'd be able to get the votes because we do have a very conservative makeup on our council. I always told him, no, I think we can do it. I think if we tell the right story, if we let them see exactly what this is really about and have people there sharing their stories, that we can move that needle. And so that's what we did. We did a lot of planning, and we had people from the community come in and share their stories. And I think it touched some hearts and made even the most hardened souls understand that this was important to have in our community.
Fantastic. Can you share why it's so important to you? Why is this work so important to you in terms of the ordinance and the P flag and some of the other stuff that you've done?
Yes. And I'm actually ashamed to say that I did not become so active in this arena until 2 of my 4 children came out as LGBTQ. And so I educated myself. I learned and I realized that this is really a group of people that have not been protected. They have been actively and continue to be actively discriminated against. I listened to testimony for the Ohio Fairness Act. Very, very touching, moving stories there. It's all around us, but you don't really hear about these things. And I was in a business the other day where one of the people said, "You mean they aren't already protected?" People just assume that these civil rights protections are out there, but they're not. So that's how I became more active in this arena. And of course, being introduced to PFLAG by the PFLAG president, Jaron Terry, just got me really more activated in this arena.
Well, doing such great work, Cynthia. I thank you so much for your activism. And there's no doubt that you show up and that you walk the talk. Literally walk the talk, as I've seen you knock on thousands of doors for political campaigns. You literally walk the talk. But the fact is I mean, you're just a great example of how one person can make a difference by showing up, by influencing, using your superpower. And, you know, just this recent example of getting the ordinance passed, that just wouldn't happen if you hadn't taken up the mantle and used your superpower to influence your other council members. What was the final vote?
6-1.
That's just an amazing story. That is an amazing story. And so, but what a beautiful gift you have. The approach you took with them, the respect you had for your other fellow council members to help educate them. And because of that, and this is just one example, of course, because of that, the city of Hilliard now has an ordinance in place that protects LGBTQ folks. And that is just, and that's part of the broader story of getting it passed in Ohio, because another municipality has this protection. I don't know what it's up to. It must be up to like 28 or 30, but the list is growing and it's happening from a grassroots level. But gosh, Cynthia, thank you. On behalf of my family, thank you. And thanks for helping out with Rick's campaign. Thanks for just all the work you're doing. It's just great. And keep it up, please. And folks watching, just know that, again, an example of, you know, the reason we focus on values and superpower is first being very clear about what our values are is very helpful so that we know when we're living them. But then to understand that superpower and actually realize when it's being used and how that we really can use it to make a difference. And so, Cynthia, what a great example you are for that. So thank you.
Thank you, Tom. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks for joining me this morning. Can't wait to share this video. You know, we just have a few people that braved the 707, but a lot of folks will watch this. So let's share it widely. Those of you watching, share widely. And Cynthia, remember, even when it's really damn cloudy out, the sun is always shining, and you are the sunshine, right?
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
Have a wonderful day, everyone.
You too, Cynthia. Take care. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Don't hang up. Don't hang up. That was great. Nice. Nice job. I learned a